Hello students, now let us start with the next practical demonstration of hybridization technique. This practical is given in your practical notebook of standard 12th, page number 107. It is asked for 1 mark. It is asked in question 4 part B as part A. So let us see about hybridization. It is one of the methods of crop improvement, as you can see, and the characters of two desired varieties are combined together. So it is a type of artificial cross pollination, and it involves three basic steps. First step is collection of pollen grains from A species. Then it also includes emasculation. Emasculation is removal of anthers before anthesis, and then of the B species, and then transfer of the pollen grains from A species is done to the B species, which B species is the female species which we are treating as a female species. And then after cross pollination is done, bagging and tagging is done. So I will try to.
Hello students. So the next practical we are going to discuss is about hybridization practical. Remember, you do not have to perform it. It is a demonstration practical. Okay. So first let us understand what is hybridization. Hybridization is a type of cross pollination, allogamy, where the transfer of pollen grains from one flower is done to another flower's stigma, and this another plant where the transfer of the pollen grain is done, it may belong to some different species, subspecies, or totally different variety. Why is hybridization usually done? To improve the variety of the crops for crop production, betterment of the crop production, disease-free varieties, larger good quality of crops are produced. It is usually practiced, this hand hybridization is practiced in plants like wheat and rice. Today I am going to show the three basic steps of hybridization on hibiscus plant. Okay, so let us start. We have selected hibiscus plant because hibiscus plant is you can see it is a bisexual plant. You can see that it has both the essential whorls, the androecium and the gynoecium. Okay, first step is collection of the pollen grain. Literally, the pollen grains are collected before anthesis. We won't say pollen grain, but we will say here the anthers are removed with the help of the forceps like this, and before anthesis, before opening, in the bud condition only these pollen grains are collected, and they are placed in some polythene bags properly. They are cleared from the what we'll say dust particles or anything. So first step is collection of the pollen grains. Now I want to dust this pollen grains on another flower which I am treating as a female flower. So before that, let me tell you, the flower which we are treating as a female flower, that flower's pollen grains are also removed, and that technique it is called as, that process is called as emasculation. Removal of pollen grains from this bisexual flower. You can see that there are no pollen grains. Okay, no anthers are there. Removal of anthers from this flower before anthesis in the bud condition, it is called as emasculation. Why emasculation should be done? To avoid unnecessary pollination. Now what I'll do, I had collected the pollen grains. Suppose this is a petri dish and I've collected the wanted pollen grains. This is of A species, these pollen grains are of A species, this is B species flower. Literally, this flower, when it is on the plant, it is dusted with the pollen grains on the stigma. So after emasculation, the flower is dusted on the stigma with the needed type of pollen grain. Then next what is done? A polythene bag is tied to this pollinated or flower. Why is the polythene bag added? This process is called as bagging, and the polythene bag is covered so that unnecessary pollination is avoided. So we studied up till now three steps: emasculation, removal of anthers from the flower. In the exam, in a petri dish, such type of flower will be kept. There will be no pollen grains on it. You have to identify that this flower shows emasculated flower where pollen grains are removed before anthesis. Anthesis before maturing in the bud condition. Then next step of hybridization is bagging. We are covering this emasculated flower after dusting it with the pollen grain with a bag so that unnecessary pollinations are avoided. And the last step, if you see, if there is a tag added to it, you can see on this tag the date of the cross pollination is written, as well as the species of the plant is written. So if a bag and a tag is there, we call it as bagging and tagging. So students, 3 basic steps: emasculation, removal of anthers, removal of pollen grains or anthers before anthesis, before maturing of the pollen grain. Second, bagging of the emasculated and cross-pollinated flower to avoid unnecessary pollination. And third step, tagging it, writing the date and all. So this is a simple step of manual hybridization, how it is done, usually done on crops like wheat and maize, even rice. So I hope you have understood about this practical. It is a demonstration practical asked for 1 mark. So you can see the setup of the hybridization practical. Emasculated flower,